You guys, I have finally made it to 100 subscribers. It has been a journey. I know that number is still small, but it is big to me. So thank you all for subscribing to my channel. It means the world to me. I couldn't do it without you guys, and I really hope that I can create content that keeps you guys around. Currently I am working on a video project that hits home for me, and it's going to take a little bit longer than what I anticipated. It has been a little harder than what I anticipated as well, and the people that are coming forward and wanting to be a part of this project have really just blessed me with getting to know their stories, and I really cannot wait to share those with you guys. I was going to try to get it out this week, or at least get kind of the intro started to this project, but I just don't feel right half-assing it, and I don't feel right rushing it. So I'm going to probably lay off another week and then start this project going for the Say It Save One project that I've been throwing together. So I'm very nervous about that, and I'm just anticipating being able to raise awareness for a cause that just hits home for me. So this week I did not want to miss my normal day to upload, so we are going to be going through what's in my makeup bag. I've seen this tag on YouTube and I think it's really cool because, as odd as this sounds, when it comes to my makeup bag, it's a science, okay? I still have my old makeup bag that I used to travel with, and it was this, and it was amazing. I put my brushes in here, and this was my makeup bag for the longest time, okay? It worked. You can get this at Ulta. But this is what my case looks like. It is a hard case, so nothing gets damaged. If anything is dropped or banged up against anything, nothing gets damaged in it. I'm sorry about my nails. Oof. These are the epitome of quarantine.
Oh, that is terrible.
As you can see, all my stuff goes down here, and I will show you guys how I put it all together and what all is in there and all my favorite products that I like to take. And then up here is where I put my brushes. There is a zipper right here on the side if you want to stick anything in there, as well as an additional zipper up here where I put my hair products. So I'll put my hot iron. There's a Target tag in here. My hot iron in here, my brush, or any hair products that I use. So that's really nice, that little additional pocket. You can slide this right on top of your suitcase, which makes it really nice, or there is a strap for it, which is amazing. But this is from Amazon, and I will put the link in the description below. It comes in mini sizes, so if this big old makeup bag scares you, yeah, it's pretty big, but it holds everything, absolutely everything in here, and it's very organized. So I will be sharing with you guys all the products that are in here, the things that are my go-tos to take with me when it comes to even a weekend trip, and all the stuff that I do stuff in my makeup bag. This is not even half of what you can stuff in here because of how large this makeup bag actually is. So if you want to see what's in my makeup bag, please keep watching. So this is my organized chaos. Anyways, here are all the brushes that I always take with me up here, and then how I kind of organize everything in the products that I'm using. So it comes with multiple of these little dividers, and you can put them any which way you want. So these ones, I just, usually whenever I take my makeup, I have a bigger palette on this side over here, so I will divide it up this way. This is kind of what works for me. But anyway, so let's go ahead and start with the brushes. So this one is Morphe Y11. This is great for your under eye. It's kind of a universal brush when it comes to your under eye or contouring, brightening up areas. This one is the Morphe Y9. This one is really good when it comes to just like finishing powders, cleaning up any type of baking powder. Up here, these are my two highlighting brushes that I take with me. This one is the Morphe M143. That is a bigger highlighting fan brush, and then the other one is a Jacqueline Hale brush. It's obviously Jacqueline and Morphe. This is the J02, and I use this one for my highlighting for my Jacqueline highlighting palette. This one is good for precision contouring, and as you can see, it's been used a lot. The writing on it is going bye-bye. But this is the Morphe R4. good for contouring. This one I use for foundation, and this is the Morphe Y7. It just slides right up in here. This one is, I use this one for either contouring or to kind of bronze up the face, darken up the face, and then also it's a bigger brush. It's probably one of the biggest brushes that I take with me. So I will use this one for my neck, anything that I need to kind of even out my foundation with my bronzer. And this is the Morphe R2. Okay, so for eyeshadow brushes, I have the Morphe M14. I have the Morphe R33. This one's a harder brush, so it like if you want to get into like a cut crease, this one is good for my eye shape. So it kind of depends if you have like a bigger eye shape or if you have a lot to work with. This one is a harder brush, so it's really nice to kind of get into little crevices that you need to get into. So this one's really good. This was the Morphe R33. This one's a little bit more of a fluffier eyeshadow brush, and this is the Morphe Y1. This is the Morphe Y15. As you can tell, the gold collection is probably one of my favorites. This one is really good for under the eye and kind of adding a little bit of color but not putting too much. This is the Morphe Y22. This one is the Morphe Y19, another fluffy brush for your eyeshadow. This one I use a lot for if I'm trying to clean up any of my baking powders, or if I have used baking powder to make my lines on my contour straight. I will use this one to kind of help clean up the areas, and this is the Morphe M334. This is my eyebrows, and this is the Anastasia Pomade, or any type of pomade that you have. This is, I think this one's 14. I'm starting to lose the label on it, so it's kind of hard to read. But this is by Anastasia, and it is number 14. I bring this just in case I decide to do any type of wing on my eyeliner, and this is the M443. I bring this to kind of clean up any type of, if I'm trying to do a very distinct eye, I use concealer and I just kind of go right underneath the eye, and this is always really good to have, especially if you're trying to clean up any edges. This is the M705. And the last one, if I have any glitters with me, I will use this one. This is by Tarte. I'm not too sure the exact name, but I think it did come with a palette. This is what I use for my glitters. And you can really use anything, as long as it's a flat brush. I just prefer this to kind of set the glitter into your eye. So that one is by Tarte. Okay, let's try to make sense of my madness. Let's start over here. So I like to bring, I think this is from a gift set from Costco. I like to bring a small little bag and just put it into this area. I used to just throw all of my pencils and different products that I use for my eyes in this little area, and it worked, but I'm a freak when it comes to organization, so this is not a need, but I do that. Inside of here, I just have any of my eyeliners that I use. So I have like a Morphe for my brow. I have my, as you can see, very used Ride or Die MAC white eyeliner in the shade Fascinating. I have my sharpener for my pencils. I have my mascara. This is just by It. I have my primer. This is like a sample by Too Faced. My 24-hour eye primer. If I decide to use one on my eyes, this one is by Morphe. It's in the shade Luminous. I just use this up by my brow bone. Here's just a random lip gloss and my chapstick, because I always take those two with me. In here I also have glue for my eyelashes. I also have a little sample of the Anastasia Clear brow gel, so I'll use that to kind of put my brows in place. I got my tweezers. I have more eyeliner, and then if I'm feeling fancy, I don't know why I always bring this with me, but I always have to have a loose powder. This one is so pretty, this copper color for your eyes. This is in Copper Sparkle, and then my other loose pigment that I bring is Pretty It Up. I think it was from a Christmas collection. So I always bring those ones with me. What else is in here? Oh, and this little spoolie for my eyelashes. So that's pretty much it in there. Yes, it's not needed, but I like to take a little bag and it fits perfectly, so that's why I have that over here. And then down here I have my pomades for my eyebrows. So this is my Anastasia pomade, and it is in the shade dark brown. And then my other one, if I want to do more of a soft natural look, I'll use this pomade by MAC, and it is in the shade True Brunette. And I always bring some lipsticks with me. These are obviously all by Jeffree Star, and I have the shade Celebrity Skin, Designer Blood, Androgyny, and Human Nature. Yes, they're kind of all in the nude family with the exception of a red, because you always got to take a red with you because you just never know. But I'll put my lipsticks right there. And then moving over here to this side, I take my RCMA no color powder to use as baking powder, and then I will bring the Tarte Maracuja oil just for any type of like hydrating at night, or if I want to use it instead of my primer. I just bring this just in case. The RCMA powder, yes, it is in a weird little seasoning shaker, but I'll use one of my caps over here, and I'll just kind of pour a little bit in it whenever I want to use my baking powder. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on from here. Over here in this section is where I do any of my foundations, my finishing powders, my if I have like a small little if I have a small highlighter compact, my concealer, my and basically any of the stuff that I use for my face I have over in this area right here. So recently, because of it being in the hotter months, I have been bringing this Luminous powder by Jacqueline, Hale, and it is in the shade Dewy. This one is incredible. You gotta get it. Gives you a very wet look, and I'm all about that. Let's see, and then my ride or die, I always take this highlighter with me no matter where I go. This is in the shade Champagne Pop, and it is by Becca. This is a collaboration with Jacqueline Hale, and you can really never go wrong with this highlighter. So I always bring this one with me. And then I mentioned this in another video, it is a setting powder as well. This is Too Faced Born This Way, and this one is really good to finish your face. It will really blur out any of your pores. It's really, really good. I definitely recommend that. And then this is a drugstore brand. I also mentioned this one before. This has really been darkening up my face. It's a loose finishing powder, and it is a drugstore product. It's in the shade Medium, and it's by Maybelline. This stuff is really, really good. I was really shocked when I started using this. So I've been taking this with me. It's kind of been a staple in my collection. Obviously, I have my beauty blender over here. What I bring with me quite often is the Beauty Sponge by Morphe, and it has a flat edge. I love that one, but my dog ate it, so I'm still waiting for it in the mail. I have, of course, my Tarte Shape Tape for my concealer. And then I've been bringing 2 foundations with me to kind of even out the color. One is the Dior Forever Undercover Foundation. This is a 24-hour full coverage, and then the Jouer is also a high coverage, and this one is in the shade Pebble. It's not my exact color, so I have been darkening it up a little bit with the Dior, and not using very much of either of these. They are full coverage. You definitely don't need a lot, and this one is in the shade 14. So I have my 2 foundations over here on this side. I just go ahead and take my Shape Tape and I put it right on top, and then I have the Becca Evermatte Primer over here. This one is really good, especially if you have any type of oil. So I use this on my T-zone. I did mention that in a video before. So that one just fits snug right over there perfectly. And then over here is where I keep a lot of my palettes. So let's go ahead and just start on the top. So I always bring a pair of lashes with me. Sometimes I'll put them over here. It really doesn't matter. It slides right in there. This bag has so much room in it. You do not have to get this large of a one, but they do have smaller sizes. But this big one is really nice to have. So I'll always bring a pair of eyelashes. This is a Morphe Premium Lash, and it is the style Smoochie. That's a full lash. I'll take those with me. And then I'll also bring a bronzer of some sort, especially in the summertime, to kind of darken up my chest or just kind of give me a little bit more of a bronzy look. This is by MAC, and it is Give Me Sun. This one has kind of always been a staple in my collection. think that they still make that one. They should. And then so when I take palettes with me when I'm traveling, I try to pick ones that have a really good mirror, and it's just beneficial, especially if you're in a hotel room and you don't have a huge mirror, or if you're traveling with people and you're not hogging up the mirror. I always like to bring palettes with mirrors. This is my Jacqueline Hale highlighter palette. This has really been a staple in my collection as well. And then my other staple in my collection, of course, is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette. Can't really go wrong with taking this with you. It's easy, it's clean, you don't have to worry about having a bunch of different compacts. This gets the job done, and as you can see, it's very overused and I need to get more. But this one has obviously been a staple in my collection. Typically I'm still waiting on an order that I got from Morphe, because this one is just the Fix Plus by MAC. I think this is like the rose water one. It's really nice, it's refreshing. So if I do not have the Morphe setting spray, I will take this one with me. And then to my palettes, I have fallen in love with the Tati Beauty palette. I think I mentioned this in the makeup video that I did. I just love the colors in this one. You've got your glitters, you've got your metallics, you got your mattes, and you have like ones with a little bit of sequins in them, and they're very neutral. So obviously glitter can be neutral, okay, but they're very neutral colors. So I love taking this with me, but especially for the mirror. So if you're, like I said before, if you're in a hotel room, you don't want to hog up the mirror, this mirror really does come in handy. And so I like to bring palettes with me that have a huge mirror on them. And then down here, the Jacqueline Hill, this is the volume 1 palette. I ordered the volume 2. This one's very used. I ordered the volume 2, but it has not gotten here yet. So this one definitely is a staple in my collection as well, because it has tons of bright colors, and it also has tons of neutrals over here. If you want to do any reds, metallics, whatever you're kind of feeling, you can do something really bright, really dark, really natural, or just something kind of fun and like pink and red. Like it just has kind of everything that you can think of when it comes to doing different eye looks. So now that I've kind of emptied out this side, you have all of this side over here, and it has the hard side, so you're not going to get any of your palettes cracked, and you're not going to have any issues with anything kind of going all over the place and getting ruined or getting shattered. So I just kind of stack these in here, and that's the reason why I set these up like this, is because they're very easy to take out. Like, watch, I will show you guys real quick. So put my palettes in here the way that I had them. This fits nicely right there. Got the Jacqueline Hill palette there. So right here, as you can see, this pops out completely, and you can decide where to put them. I obviously put them right here because it keeps everything really snug, and I don't have to worry about anything kind of rolling around or cracking or anything like that. This is a long piece in the middle, and then another small piece right here in the middle. And then you have this flap that comes down and protects your brushes. So you obviously don't need all of these, but the makeup bag will come with tons of dividers that you can add if you want to, and they're really easy. You just kind of like slide them in there, and you can kind of pick exactly how you want to do it, especially if you have a lot of small little eyeshadows that you kind of want to put in one little area. These will be perfect for that, and you can kind of divide it off and organize it however you want. This is just particularly how I do my makeup bag. And then it's just really easy. You just kind of zip it on up, and you're done. Thank you guys so much for watching this week. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. Down below, subscribe to my channel and press the notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that I upload. Let me know if this video at all has kind of encouraged you to spend a little bit of money in quarantine, which I know we probably shouldn't be doing, but I feel like all we're doing is shopping online right now because it's all we can do. And Marshall's isn't open, so it's not like we can go spend hours of our day at Target or Marshall's and just walk around and buy stuff we don't need. Anyways, I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.